Well, the daily number of Oregonians getting vaccinations is slowing down, but 246,000 people did get their first shot between May 11th and just this past Sunday.
Yeah, Pat Doris tells us about one county and school district helping to drive those numbers statewide.
Well, Benton County has had remarkable success with vaccinating its population. 69% of those 16 and older have been vaccinated. And they've really done it through a community-wide push. And one of the startling stats that have come out recently, when 12 to 15-year-olds were eligible to get vaccinated, in Benton County, and that's where Corvallis is and Oregon State and all that, but in Benton County, they vaccinated 45% of 12 to 15-year-olds in 1 week. That was remarkable, I thought. So I dug into why it happened. It turns out the school district, the Corvallis School District, has been talking to Benton County Health all along, getting ready for something like this, and also pushing stuff out on social media to all the parents so that the parents and the kids and everybody could be as on board as possible. And then when the FDA approved Pfizer, bang, everybody was ready to go. So they've really been a leader throughout the state this entire way with, number one, their population vaccination, and now number two, with vaccinating those 12 to 15-year-olds. I'm Pat Doris reporting.
All right, let's get to three more things to know about COVID this morning. Number one, starting today, the Convention Center will now be offering the Johnson & Johnson single-dose vaccine, and you don't need an appointment. The site has stopped giving out first doses of Pfizer since it's closing in a few weeks. You can still get second doses of Pfizer until June 19th, whether or not you got your first dose there. Number two, it is June 1st today, and Washington is planning to fully reopen to business June 30th. But Governor Inslee says things could reopen sooner if at least 70% of people 16 and up are partially vaccinated. Right now, that number stands at 62%. And number three, a top Olympic official says organizers have secured about 80% of the medical staff needed for the Summer Games in Tokyo. He also said he would prefer there be no fans watching the events, as COVID infections have again spiked in Japan. As of right now, overseas fans are banned. The opening ceremony is Friday, July 23rd. And those are your three things to know.
Memorial Day weekend looked a lot like life before the pandemic. Travelers set records at airports and people crowded beaches and hotels. But some health officials warn it's just too soon to celebrate. Here's NBC's Blaine Alexander.
They are the welcome scenes we haven't seen in more than a year. Millions flooding airports around the country, from Chicago to Miami, Newark to Vegas.
I forgot to take my belt off and take my phone out of security because I hadn't done it in so long.
You were a little out of practice?
Yeah.
Over the weekend, TSA set a new pandemic record, nearly 2 million passengers in a single day, in all processing more than 6 times the travelers of Memorial Day 2020.
I think everybody's just happy to be moving again a little bit, although still being careful, so it's been nice.
Crowds flocking to sunny beaches down south. Around many of the nation's national parks, most hotel rooms are fully booked through Labor Day.
I think with COVID, you kind of just needed an escape, and it was an escape that was safe.
And Hawaii, once home of some of the strongest COVID restrictions, now once again filled with tourists. But it wasn't a warm welcome everywhere. Along the Jersey Shore, businesses and beaches forced to close. From a rained-out Times Square to the wind-whipped Midwest, nasty weather put a damper on many holiday plans. But even with Americans getting out and about, a word of caution from Dr. Anthony Fauci in a new interview with The Guardian, warning Americans against declaring victory prematurely, noting we still have a ways to go. And with more than 40% of the country fully vaccinated, a new Washington Post analysis is revealing troubling data about those who are not, noting that among unvaccinated people, the death rate is roughly the same as it was 2 months ago and is barely inching down.
My takeaway is that if you're not vaccinated, at some point you will get infected. That's really how to look at this analysis.
All right, back here at home and outside, spring is prime climbing time on the mountain, and with more people, there's becoming more risk. A man fell to his death while climbing Mount Hood Sunday morning. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says the 63-year-old fell 500 feet while descending the mountain. He was climbing with his adult son, who is from this area. Portland Mountain Rescue and others got to him but found he had not survived. According to PMR, the conditions with cold nights and warm days creates real challenges.
Goes from snow and ice to now it's sticky to your boots and do what's called balling up underneath your crampons. And so your crampons don't function as well in those conditions. And so it's highly variable.
We haven't been told yet what caused the man to fall. The sheriff's office is waiting to release his identity so family can all be notified.
Also developing this morning, the Coast Guard is searching the water off Long Beach on the southern Washington coast. They're looking for a teenager who was reportedly swept out to sea yesterday afternoon. The boy is 14 years old. His friend reported him missing around 2 o'clock. The Coast Guard is using a boat and a helicopter crew to search for the teenager. Sadly, we're also hearing about a drowning at Rockaway Beach. The hot weather has more people heading to the water these days. KGW's Bryant Clerkley is live this morning with that and a very important reminder about water safety. Bryant.
That's right, and good morning, Brenda. On Monday, a woman told crews that she couldn't find her 37-year-old son. He had been swimming in the surf on the beach. Then a rescue swimmer later found the man in the water and tried to revive him, but he didn't survive. Over at High Rocks Park in Gladstone, lifeguards had to help 3 people in distress. They're all okay, but crews say they see stuff like this every day during the summer when they're trying to keep people safe in the Clackamas River. Lifeguards are only on duty Memorial Day through Labor Day. But with the warmer than usual temperatures, they told us the season kicked off quickly, and they have this very important advice.
There's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of people drinking alcohol. Alcohol and swimming is never a good combo. It impairs your judgment. And that can impair your swimming ability in the water. So don't mix alcohol and swimming.
Safety crews also say wear a life jacket on the water and wear one that fits. And another note, remember the water temperatures are very cold even though it's still hot outside because of snow melt. So just be careful with that. And for parents, there is a resource on water safety, and that website is safekidsoregon.org. You can just go to their drowning prevention and water safety section for more info. Back to you guys.